I know that February 2006, you lost a very close person, your daughter, Uzodwa. She, more than anybody else, knew the brand, was taking the brand itself forward, was maybe somebody who was ahead of her time. A lot of us will look back and think now. Almost as a tribute, when you think back to where she could have been, what space she could have been in right now, just in terms of the club itself, does that ever cross your mind to say, this daughter of mine who had so much passion for this club would have been where? Where would you have guided her towards?
I think, she was self-propelling.
Yeah.
She was enterprising. But one thing remarkable about her, when everything was normal, jolly as usual, bubbly as usual, yeah. But one interesting thing that she did that was very surprising. It was to say to his younger brother, I want you must read this verse, Isaiah 41 verse 10. Any time of your day you encounter anything, that's a fallback position. Then he had the black book.
Yes.
That now, here's the book I'm giving to you. And you must fly. And you must fly. When there was nothing showing that, anything can happen to her.
Yeah.
And it's quite remarkable that, it was not a mistake. And wherever she's sleeping and watching, says, man, I can't believe this. And the rest, is going to unveil itself as we move on into the future. I'm very much content that she sees things that we could not see. And that, state of mind, what was, provoking it, is the way she came to the office also. She came by default. After the Vodacom challenge, she came in there as if she's coming to visit. Meantime, she took over the office. And there was no discussion of transition, of replacing or whatever. I found myself in the boardroom, up to them in the boardroom.
Wow.
I don't have an office because she just kicked me out of the office without saying anything. And this little thing, it was quite interesting. But you'll be unveiling something very interesting in the next couple of weeks. Watch the space.
Oh. Around her?
Yeah.
In the next couple of weeks?
Yeah.
And you can't disclose this to us right now?
The space.
We're watching a lot of space here, Mr. Jimmy. Hey, the space is beautiful.
I never say it without,
I know.
Yes.
I know. Not even a hint.
No, watch the space.
Hey. Okay. It's amazing because I just thought maybe at times we're very quick to forget. And she's the one person that I always reflect back on and just see how she wanted to take possession of this team. It was almost like jealously guarding over a product that she knew that her father loved so much. And with time, I know people move on and so on, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it was divine intervention that we mentioned it now, but for me, I really think it would be great if you were able to do something.
It's very interesting that my elder daughter came up with the Khoza Foundation.
Yeah.
There's a center there next to our home street where there's a big structure that is built in her honor to provide support to the community in terms of some of her ambitions that they wanted to achieve. It's quite remarkable that, unsolicited, everybody played his part to make sure that this name cannot just die. And I'm so much proud of what has been built, as part of this Khoza Foundation in our neighborhood, which I think is going to be able to sustain her legacy because she was a selfless girl. And I'll never forget when I saw her in Egypt, when it was raining, putting that manager's coat, watching the team training all by herself. She's not part of the national team, but how she was passionate about football. And that in itself said to myself, is something special. That's why it was difficult for me to shed a tear, because she has lived her life to the fullest.
Right.
And that's why I'm saying that, we don't live by years, we live by deeds. So that's why whatever she has done, the story is a full big position of what she has achieved as a learning lesson, a learning curve. Some of the things when you get mental block in the office. So I think, that black book she left behind, quite interesting, it's so revealing.
Hey, we're going to watch the space, I can tell you that much. There's a lot that will be happening on that front. Maybe a couple of very light-hearted questions as we near the end of our conversation. People believe that you don't attend games. You don't attend games where Orlando Pirates are playing, that you are nowhere around in the stadium. They can see Skrima Shabalala, they can see Floyd Mpele, but there's no chairman, Ivan Khoza, anywhere. How true is that myth?
You know, Rob, you can take your time to look in the stadium, you see me.
Is there a special box there somewhere?
I'm not sitting in the river. If you see in the stadium, you see me. That's why any time of the day you ask me what happened in the stadium, I even tell them what happened in the stadium.
Yeah.
All of them. Why did you allow that paper there to float? Why did you allow that guy to do this? I tell them. Because so, you know, I'm in a space that is awkward.
Yeah.
Because people always look for answers. That's why we're in a business where it's not the same like normal business. Normal business, you talk to your shareholders once a year. We are accounting every day to our shareholders. So therefore, if they find a piece of you, they don't even look at the space that you are in concentration, see what's happening. So they just want to grab the piece of you. You can't even concentrate in terms of what's supposed to happen in the field of play. You must attend because they've got so much to talk about. So again, you can't say I'm too busy because you've got to give attention to those kind of things. So I've chosen a space where I have my serenity.
I know it's not presidential suite. That I know.
Yeah, it's not presidential. I don't sit there. It's never presidential. So that's why I'm saying the day someone's going to see me, going to say, I can't believe it because this guy, I don't ever thought it's him.
Yeah. We're learning. I told you that these are the little intricate questions that we needed to get out of the chairman. You like to drive your own car. You know, a lot of people would think you should be seated at the back and being chauffeur driven and so on. When you drive, what is the music that is playing that gives you the lift, that gives you the go-to, the motivation to carry on and do whatever it is that you do, but to unwind? What music is the chairman playing?
Spiritual songs.
Yeah. Any favorite?
I mix.
Yeah.
Spiritual songs. So that's really uplifting because it makes you to remind yourself of who you are and also to appreciate, wake up in the morning to wash yourself. Now, unfortunately, I always tell my players that one thing that we don't do, we will never spend 5 minutes say thank you. All the time when we pray, we're asking. Even God must ask, but what kind of person is this? But you can't say thank you that today I'm up, I can watch myself. Now, when I see you, says God, if I come out of here, I'll do everything for you. You are bribing God now. The day you are given a chance to do small things, and that is why it's very important that, you know, I must also indicate that the spiritual song reminds me of that.
Yeah.
How lucky am I? And that's why all the time, you know, it helps me to do that. That, you know, I remember that, you know, I'm from a humble beginning, and I must be of service to community, to humanity. Because also I was also served.
Yeah.
But some people were served, especially my parents, especially my mother, my grandmother in particular. So therefore, what do I do in return? So I must be of service. Hence, the spiritual song they remind you. Because some songs they take you away too much.
Yeah.
And now, if you're away, you think it's all about you, and then you forget. So that's why instead of forgetting, because I've seen what happened, I'm lucky because I've been part of the same side, different sides of life.
Yeah.
You know, I was born in Alexander Township. I came to Soweto, so I know the life on both sides of everything.
Yes.
So I'm balanced, you know, and that's why it helps me to understand what helps me to energize me going forward, and have a mental energy, and also not, you know, to have anger, and not everyone to be revenge, because I said, God, that's your tackle.
Well, as your famous voice note would say, trust, but not too much.
But trust, but verify.
Well, that's the refined one that's come through. I know you love them all. I know you appreciate them all. But if I had to say and ask you the question to give me just three names of the all-time best Orlando Pirates players. Just three. And I'm going to ask for your cooperation because I know you're going to try and be nice to everybody and say they've all been great. I'm being ruthless now. I'm asking for 3 that you believe. All time best players to have donned the Orlando Pirates jersey. Okay, take 4.
King Khoza Matataza.
Right.
Chipa Mloyi. Chinja Kulu. And the Prince.
Jomo Son. Okay. I understand why you asked for 4. The balance would not have been there. There it is. Declared, I think, maybe for the first time. The all-time. And the jersey that has been retired remains retired. And there's never going to be a chance of it coming back.
Rob, I need somebody who's going to convince me. Unfortunately, you know, it happens that the other 3 people I've mentioned, or let me say the other 2.
Yeah.
Their work ethic was just unbelievable, unparalleled. It happened to this one, the Prince, to be the last one. The work ethic of these 2 was equally, if not better than this young one. Because all of them, they used to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, do extra activities in preparation for a game. Silently, quietly, nobody knowing. But the efficiency of how they manage themselves, you know, and that's why I'm saying that, you know, it's a pity that, you know, or lucky that, you know, some people they saw Khoza playing now.
Yes.
They never saw cheaper play. I'm saying it's a pity you have never seen cheaper play. You never talk about Messi.
That level or beyond.
Never talk about Messi if you have seen cheaper play. You'll never.
Describe it very quickly.
That's why, you know, when you talk about, you know, the terrible twins, Khoza and Chipa in the field of play, so people were crying. Because you never see this kind of football anywhere in the world.
Wow.
You know, because that's why I'm saying that you got, you know, blessed as Orlando Pirates to have this kind of quality of players. But also that's why I mentioned Jomo. Because Jomo, you know, he took the thing to another level by self-discipline, also by training all by himself and making sure that he carries the club. Never got a red card, never got injured, and at the time he was kicking them out.
Yes.
Never injured. It's not easy in football, you will not be injured. He was never injured. So look at his legs. Yeah. It's calf.
And there was no shin guards then. Yeah.
Nothing. It shows you that you can't pass. You know, you can't take the ball away from him. So that's the kind of player that can carry the team all by himself. He was never out of form. So that kind of player where you get today. And he understood that the objective of my talent is to make sure that I give it a chance. Anything, whether it's money, whether it's the result, not the objective. It's my talent. And I never forget his expression. He came to my office once. He took me on. He took me on. Then after we finished, he stormed the door out. He came to the field of play here. He played his best football. I called him to say, I want to see you in the office on Monday. I was secretary at that time. So why you play football like this? He says, look here. I always go in there with one single mind to do my best, because I'll never know, maybe that day there's a special agent that has been called to come and watch me. If I take my performance in the mood of our discussion, I might miss an opportunity of a lifetime. So I must pick off my game at all. That was so revealing from a young man. And that's why I have respect for him. That's why I retired the jersey. Because that man, he did things that are very unique. For instance, setting of players. He was the first one to talk about the onside. We never knew about onside percentage. There's no university for that. So it was just football. You know, so that's why I'm saying that we're privileged to have players like him, like Khoza, like Chipa, like King Khoza Matataza. And that's why, you know, the name Khoza is very popular, because King Khoza was something else. So that's why I'm saying that, you know, sitting in this club, always just those noises keep on coming up. Where do you find them? That's why at some point I said maybe you go to all the clinics with all the pregnant ladies. If it's a boy, we sign just in case. Can get that coming out, that kind of talent, because it's short supply nowadays. I don't know why. And we're hoping that, at some point in time we'll be given the luck of producing those quality players at some given time before I retire from football.
Wow.
So it's my wish all the time to have those kind of players in the squad. And hence, it's important to honor them, and make sure that this place is a Hall of Fame to remind people what this place did produce in terms of quality and the happiness index of people generated out of this area in a state of hopelessness when things were dark in this particular time in the history of this country.
Conversation. Dr. Irvin Khoza, I want to thank you so much for your time. I want to thank you for opening up to us, and not only from your heart spiritually, but also in the spiritual home of Orlando Pirates, and sharing with us some deep thoughts, some revealing ideas, as well as what you think as far as the future is concerned. And we have no doubt that you still spearhead one of the biggest organizations, and I call it an organization and a movement in Orlando Pirates. And I wish you all the best of luck as we begin the brand new season, as you go charging in the 30 games that you've got to play to achieve all the success of the trophies that I'm sure the Pirates fans will be sitting back and expecting. Thank you so much for your time, Bob.
Maybe one day I'll talk to you about the name David Mutsamai.
Yes.
Don't forget the name David Mutsamai. It was one of our patrons who wanted to form Black Pirates. David Mutsamai.
So we'll pick up on that
David Mutsamai.
for part 2.
It must provoke certain thing in your head when I talk about David Mutsamai. David Mutsamai.
Done. On that note, for part 2, signed, sealed, and delivered.